Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. It is absolutely a lovely day here in the Ozarks. Gonna be in the low 70s. The creeks are flowing, as you can, I guess it's this side, sorry. You can hear, I'm sure. It's looking really nice. I'm sure we're still gonna have some colder weather, but we are definitely enjoying this weather today after the bitter cold weather we had last week. I mean, it was just like 4 or 5 days ago we were in the negatives, so this is nice. I know I talk about all the stuff that's going on and it irritates some people get tired of it, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on today. The markets are doing exactly what I thought they were going to do. They're not handling all of this stuff very well. There's been several major players in the last week or two that has pulled a lot of money out of the markets. There's been just a lot of big names, big players pulling money out. I think it was Jamie Dimon with Chase Bank pulled out several million, few $100 million of the stock market. It's just been happening a lot lately, and cryptocurrency is awful. The last I checked, Bitcoin was down to like 86,000, which is quite a bit off of its peak. All of it is showing indication that while, like I've said, a lot of this change that's happening domestically and internationally may prove to be good in the long run. The short term, it's going to be kind of crazy and chaotic. In fact, Donald Trump said that before he took office. He said he predicted, thought that the markets would go down, that there would be a recession, and that it would be rough for a while. Looking at the political upheaval outside of this country, and I want to make it clear, I am not saying that I necessarily disagree with the decisions, I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure. I'm still kind of evaluating because there's so little that's been told. With the kind of the shifting of alliances and stuff, part of the reason why Europe seems to be upset, part of the reason why Europe seems to be upset with the whole Russia and the United States deal is that the United States really has not explained in detail what they mean by a peace deal. There's been very little details put out. So there's a lot of uncertainty right now. You've got Taiwan over here that's been supported by the United States for a long time, and they've got to be wondering, are you going to turn your back on us? There's just a lot. It doesn't mean that the things that are happening are all bad. I think some are, but not all. But the fact is that it's uncertain. It's chaotic. It's disruptive. And again, I'm going to repeat it because maybe it'll sink into some of you. Even though this chaos and disruption may prove to be good in the end, we don't know that. But let's say that it does prove to be good in the end. We've got a rough road ahead between now and then. And I want to encourage and push you, probably more than I've had before, to get yourself really prepared. You should be stocking up on food. I know I've talked about this for a long time, for years. I know that many of you have got this down pat. But there are times when we kind of slack off. We feel that things aren't as imperative. They're not. There's not this immediate threat, so we kind of back off a little bit. You need to very soon start going through your preps. Look at your food supply. Have you eaten a little bit too much of it and not replenished enough of it? Then you should be doing that. Water. You should have at least a gallon of water per day for everyone in your family, and that's 1 gallon per day. So if you want to have 2 weeks worth of water, you need to do the math. Medical supplies. I talk about that extensively, especially over on Locals, if you want to know a little bit more about that. Not just what to get, but how to use it. Communications. Do you have communications figured out? And maybe that's going to be cell phone. It's not that secure. Maybe it's going to be ham radio or other types of radios. Those aren't secure either. What are you going to do about that? How are you going to get your information? Do you live in a place that you can be self-sufficient? Do you have a plan of safe places to go? You know, if your wife may be in town, maybe you live out like me, or you just live in the suburbs, whatever it is, and your wife or you or whoever goes to town and does shopping. What if something happens in that time? Do they know some safe places? Do they have alternative routes or safe routes to get home? Are you being watchful of strange things going on around you, of unusual shifts and changes? People congregating that normally wouldn't. This is keeping your head on a swivel, and this is being alert and oriented to what is going on around you. These are the things that we should be doing. What's your defense look like? Do you have the ammunition that you need? Do you have the boomsticks that you need? Right now, prices are pretty decent. People, the normies, aren't afraid anymore because Donald Trump's in office. So the prices has come down because the demand has come down. It'd be a good time to stock up. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about, because when you look at the financial world, you look at the political world, and then you look at the social instability that's going on, there is a lot right now. I'm not saying it's all bad and it's all Trump's fault and he's just this bad guy. It's a little too early to tell. There are definitely things that's being done within his White House, within his administration, that I absolutely do not agree with, that I think are wrong, and I think they're indicators of potentially leading us down a very dangerous path. Artificial intelligence is one of them, a big one. But the fact is that these things are happening, and they're very disruptive. And you may enjoy seeing it. You may enjoy seeing all these, lazy federal workers getting fired. That's great. I think we need to, trim the fat big time also, probably way more than even Elon Musk is doing. But when these things happen, and a lot of it's happening, it's not just one thing, there's a lot of things going on, it can bring instability to the overall system. It also opens the doorway much better for people to come in and disrupt things purposefully, because they're angry, they're irate, they've lost. Things are going the wrong way for them, the deep state or just the state, whatever it is. And so it opens that doorway for temptation to do bad things. So there's just a lot going on. And I know that many of you want to see the sunny side of things. You want to see the silver lining in the cloud, and that is fine. But the things that are happening probably have a greater chance for instability, at least in the near future, than maybe any of the things that's happened before. There's been more and more calls for violence. There's intelligence operatives, rumors flying that they're willing to commit treason to stop what's going on. There's all of this stuff. We've got leaks everywhere. Leaks for Border Patrol agents, ICE. There's insider people leaking information about that. There's people in the FBI destroying information and servers and all this kind of stuff. It's showing signs of a big system that's being ripped apart, and now it's shaky. It's unstable. Is there a plan to rebuild and replace and to stabilize things? I hope. But even if there is, things are going to get crazy for a while. And we have to understand that this is this new normal, this new age, this golden age that we've been told about that's going to happen. And, with shifting alliances and with the things going on here in the United States, we really need to step it up, folks. I know that most of you do. I know most of you get it. I read some of the comments. I see it, that most of you get it. But a lot of you don't. And maybe those that aren't getting it, they're just lost. I don't know. They're so blinded. They have the shields over their eyes are so thick that they just can't see that things are not going in a good direction right now. You need to be stepping it up, stocking up on food, stocking up on the basics, your meds, your medical supplies, your ammunition, water purification, seeds, all the things that are the basics you should be working on, but you should also be working on other things. Your community, building relationships with people around you, coming up with real solid plans of what you're going to do if violence erupts, if the grid goes down, if you're unable to have access to the things that you're used to, stores, food, money, medicine, all that kind of stuff. Because right now, I don't think anything's off the table. Everything's very unstable at this point. And we need to be prepared for it. There are so many things going on, so many things happening that, honestly, looking back over the 4 weeks, can you really remember all the stuff that's happened? No, none of us can, because there's so much. And typically, when there's so much happening that it's to the point of being overwhelming, then there's something else going on that we're missing. And that's the dangerous thing. That's what's dangerous, and that's what's dangerous about seeing all this stuff happen. So I want to encourage you to continue to not slow down, not take a break, not feel that this is the nice calm period that we can just, relax and take a vacation. We need to step it up, and we need to be serious about this, because the things that are happening right now in the world, here in the United States and elsewhere, could lead to a lot of big problems. And it could make things very difficult, at the very least, for a lot of us. So folks, it's time to get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.